Hello, my name is Rafael Vila, and this is the third tutorial after many years creating tutorials. Today I'm gonna show how to create a website using Inkscape. Inkscape is a real amazing tool that you can download for free, and it's a vector-based graphic software, and it's probably one of the most powerful open source software in the market, in the open source industry. And as you see, this is something that I'm working on. This is my website that I'm about to revamp, and I decided to design the website with Inkscape just to test the power of this software and see its capabilities. And also I wanted to have a clean, nice looking website using the new magazine style, what Microsoft Windows start calling Metro style, but now it's called magazine, probably because the fans for Mac users. But this is a style, clean, easy to navigate, and all that. And as you see, there's many elements that I'm using to create a web. And this is gonna be the hover. When you hover over a link or something like that, the pointer will look like this. All the section, how the articles from my blog will display. And this is a test that I have on my local host of using this technique. As you see, it changes a little bit. While I was developing, I come up with different ideas, but see how the icon of the mouse changes when I hover, and exactly the design that you saw there, the element that I create for that. And this is a simple HTML website using PHP in the background for the Ajax, creating the HTML5 website. This is a static HTML. Here is gonna be my portfolio, images, slideshow of my portfolio, and obviously services, and the standard navigation is going to be a simple navigation. And all this was designed in the amazing Inkscape, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Well, I have a project that I'm working on, and I'm gonna use it as an example to create our website. First of all, when you're designing a website right now, one of the features of the website that I'm gonna be designing, it has to be a simple image with simple navigation buttons, like 5 buttons, and it's gonna have a big image on the background, and the navigation buttons will be 5 navigation buttons, and that's it. That's gonna be the website. So I'm gonna design it here. That way you have too many advantages to design something before you put it on the web. First, it's gonna be easier for you to determine what you're gonna do for your CSS, how you're gonna manage your CSS. And I'm gonna start with the default, and here's the window. So the default is give us this A4 paper size. I guess the developers for Inkscape are from Europe and the Europe area. Haven't checked it out, but they're making an amazing work. Well, I'm gonna change this, and to change the artboard, the only thing that you need to do is go to File, and you see in the menu something that's called Document Properties. And Document Properties, I can change the aspect. I'm gonna be using pixels for now. So I'm gonna make a standard HD web HD size, 1280 by 720 pixels website. So I'm gonna try to accommodate the image, because this is almost most of the screens today uses these aspect ratios. Is what we see. If you don't understand what we see around, that is said 16 by 9. This is the 16 by 9 ratio. So that's when you design your website, just try to use this aspect ratio, either portrait or landscape, depending what you're designing for, because our customers are more guided to desktop. I will not bother to make this for a mobile, but if you're gonna make a mobile website, I will suggest to start with the portrait and start with the minimum screen size, and after that you spread it out so you make a responsive website. For now, we're gonna make something simple. First, the customer wants to have a photo in the background, and I'm gonna use any photo for this example. I'm gonna use a photo from the stocks that I download from Stock Exchange, an amazing website, Stock Exchange. You can find it here. I have a lot of stuff open. Let me close. This is another customer website, my website. So Instagram, I don't want Facebook to pop up now, so let's cancel it. Now, to access Stock Exchange, the address is sxc.su. This is an amazing free image stocks, and it was bought by really forgot the name. It's a very popular. They have a paid version that is called iStock Photo, and they were bought by a big company, Getty Image. But you're gonna get nice photos in this site, and most of them you don't have to give any credit, which I just suggest to give credit. Those people work hard and waste a lot of money in photography, so I suggest to give credit to whoever credit is honor. So now I'm gonna use any image. Let's use that one, and I'm gonna link it. So as you see, this is a big image, but I'm gonna accommodate it to that. All right, so now that I have this, and this is awesome. You see that you cannot see the artboard, and don't worry about it. The only thing that you need to do is let's position it there. Go back to File, Document Properties, and say Border on top of Drawing, and that will show the artboard border in top of the design. Those of you that are used to Illustrator around that, they always put the artboard in top. Obviously, something I think it should be put on the default. And you don't have to worry, the image goes off if you're kind of green like me. What you can do is just create another oops, why I did that. Create another, yeah, NetBeans, fabulous IDE. Create a block, and let's see, I'm sorry that, see, the fill has stroke, no has stroke, fill, it's okay, that's perfect. And I'm gonna make it 100 by 720, so use the same aspect ratio. And I'm gonna do to position 0x and 0y to be as in the exact baseline. With that selected, you select both and you come here to object. You see this option that say mask and set. So there you go, you have your image crop to the aspect ratio without having to open GIMP and create another image just for that. Now I'm gonna show the layers, and I'm gonna rename this layer background. I'm gonna lock it and not messing with that background, and I add another layer that is gonna be the navigation area. Remember, this is gonna be a very simple website. In the navigation, I'm going to create 5 buttons. But first of all, I'm going to create the button. One thing that I like a lot from Inkscape that make it easier to design is that it has a lot of power, and it uses the SVG framework, if you could call it like that, to create images. So everything that you do is really web friendly. So now we create this, and let's choose to have in a gradient, edit that gradient, or well, you don't have to do that. The only thing, if you want to edit the gradient, you can do it like that directly. If you're like some people that like complicated stuff, but I like simple stuff, so like make it simple. I want to do this, and you see how nice it looks. Also, I want the border radius, so just a little bit of border radius, and let's change this color to something more nicer, softer, something like that, and then click the other one and select the same color with the alpha all gone. Something that nice. Ain't that nice? There you go, you got one button. Add a stroke, let's make it white, 255, 255, or you just simply could use the FF. That's good. And stroke width, let's make it 3. And for any reason it's not showing up. I have not opacity, and the opacity is set here. I got you. So let's do this too. So it's a nice looking button, very simple. And let's put some text on this. Say home. You haven't seen anything yet. This is a simple, really simple navigation. home, and let's make that, copy that, Control C. By the way, I'm using Ubuntu 13.10 or 12. I don't know what's the update that I had the other day, and I have another update here. Ooh, oh yeah, my software is up to date. Nice. Now I copy that and let's put some blur, very soft blur, and paste over that with Control Alternate V. There you go, and make it white, and there you go. That's a nice dash. So I select all that and go to Object, Align Distribute, Selection. I make a to align into the selection, and center, and that's perfectly center. But I made a boo-boo. Let's say go again. Yeah. All right. So center that, and let's try to select the shadow also, and text. Center that too. Now let's do this again. Center, perfectly center. And now move this a little bit. Let me handle it with the mouse. There. That's perfect. Let's select it again. And say there. That's beautiful. So get the home button. And make a group. It looks like that, but that's just a when you move it, you see the effect again. Control D to make a copy and move it with holding Control so we can keep it on place. And he wants to have 5 navigations. And you can do this with CSS if you want to. It's really simple to do with, but this is a real simple customer, and he preferred to keep things simple, and I'm gonna help him to do it. So let's create a simple logo that's part of the navigation. BooWeb.com, let's say. Something simpler. Not much. I'm not getting paid for this. Let's put that ball and probably select another. So we have that. That's basically gonna be the website, and then you're gonna have the copyright. BooWeb.com copyright Arton copyright 2013 whatever. And I've made up email info at BooWeb.com. So that's gonna be the website. Simple. Now that you have that done, take into the next level would be as simple as selecting and exporting. Yep. So let's say that I'm gonna use this exact logo, this exact size into the website. I just selected, let's make a group of that. We have our icon that let's change those names. Home, mission, and this is gonna be tricky, but you select that, you say page down and move it down, and you select that. Get mission, select that, page down. Page. Contact us. Page down. There you go. Now we have our navigation. We have our logo and the background. And that's gonna be the simple web page. And once it's cleared out, all the information is gonna appear here that you can close, lock the navigation, create another layer that is called a body. And that body. And for any reason, put it inside. Oof. I made a boo-boo. Above current. Yep. Navigation called body. And there you go. And our body will be concentrated in this area. So, see, this is a very simple website. I just want to show you how you can use Inkscape to create a simple layout. You can make more complicated things than that. So now I'm gonna select this, and this is the beauty, where the beauty start. File, and I say export as bitmap. I'm gonna select browse, and I'm gonna create a project. In the folder called tutorial. Web. Get save. File name will be logo.png. Save and export. That's it. Oops, I forgot. You have to click this, export again. It's gonna ask you to replace it. You say yes, and then you follow the same procedure. Tutorial, same. Home PNG, export. Mission PNG, export. This is how easy it is create the images. About PNG, export. Contact, export. Body, export. And we have the logo already, so we select the background, we select the page, not the selection, because as you see the selection goes away beyond the page. It's gonna be 1280 by 720 and 90 pixels. So we get browse again, tutorial, and you see all the icons there. Background.png, save, export, and obviously the copyright. Selection, copy, export. There you go. We got that running. Now let's see what we have there. I'm going to my tutorials, and look at that. I got all image viewer. We have the logo, we have the mission image, the about us, and they have their transparency, the body, contact us, copy, home, and logo. Just imagine everything that you create. Let's say that, let's go back here, and that I want a custom pointer. I come here and have 3 corners, select star, 3 corners, and that's gonna be my pointer. Let's say how it gonna look. Oops. Apparently I put the pointer so that's gonna be my pointer on the hover. So I come with that selected, go back, file, export bitmap, browse, tutorial, pointer, save. .png, based on selection, give you the size 18 by 19, so you have to keep that in mind if you want to use it in something else, and export. That's it. Now you have all the elements ready that you need to create a website. As I say, this is just for the layout. To make this, convert that into an HTML, then we're gonna use the power of NetBeans. Oops, PostScript. Okay, obviously the problem is that NetBeans is trying to copy the SVGs file. So quit. I don't want to do this. Save on tutorials. Simple layout, SVG, and save. Alright, so we close that. We have our simple layout there. Yes, if you're saving, this is something that you had to deal with. If you have Inkscape open, Inkscape save everything in the SVG format. If you have any folder linked to NetBeans, NetBeans is trying to read that and create a conflict between these two, Inkscape and NetBeans. Other than that, just keep in mind not to do it. Now we have all this. Now I'm gonna copy my let's open this baby again. Open with Inkscape. So let's do the same thing. File, export bitmap, pointer, hide all except selected, replace. Just remember that if you want a transparent background. Now if I get all this and I copy it, copy, and I put it on my www images, I create new folder, tutorial, and paste it there. They're having amazing for a free operating system, right? And I got all that. Now I close this, I save this just in case, close it. Yes, let's help them develop patches for that. Probably tomorrow I'm gonna have more updates to do. Now I'm going to come here, NetBeans, and I got my site root here. My images should be here in tutorial. So I'm gonna create in my local host a new file, new HTML file. It's gonna be in Inkscape layout. So finish. Here I got it creates my HTML5 basic format. Now we're gonna put the Inkscape layout tutorial, and we're gonna add some style sheet. Type text CSS, and just to comply, and let's put the script. And this is gonna be JavaScript. Those who wants to add some custom JavaScript, that's all you need to do. Or if you want to use jQuery or something and you don't want to download it, you just come here and just put Google jQuery, and normally hosted libraries is the first link that will appear, and just copy this, whatever you got. This copy, the latest is 2.0.3, so you can change that to that number if you want to, not necessarily, but if you want to have the latest, you can do it. 2.0.3, and let's move forward and get the UI that they have, actually the latest. That's awesome. So now we added here, copy and paste it. Oh, I create a Ctrl X to delete the whole extra that I did. So we have a body that we're gonna add background. Let's do it, it's black, but we're gonna call the URL top left, no repeat, top left, no repeat. Now we're gonna add the URL that's gonna be images, where I save it, tutorial background.png. That's, remember that we save our images in our tutorial folder under images, and we have background. Now we're gonna add another option that is called background side cover. All right, so now let's go here and let's put localhost Inkscape layout .html, and there is it's coming good. You see how he fits perfectly on the screen, because we made that image on the standard 16:9, and it's beautiful, looks beautiful. Now let's add another option that is called nav. Now we got nav. We're gonna add the, I'm sorry, I don't need that. Again, position, absolute. Let's check something. Dimension 55, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're not a good mathematician like me, just use the calculator. Say 55 by 4 equals 220. So we're gonna do top 50% and margin top 110, that is half of that. So nav, now we can have a div id home, that we said is gonna be 239 by 55. We're gonna have a class nav buttons, and in that class put the nav buttons. I'm gonna make display block just to make sure, but naturally by default the div is display block, but I just did it because to have something there. Position relative and width 239 pixels by height 55 pixels. And here right 50 pixels. All right, so we have that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have home, we got mission, we got about us, and we have contact. say that home background URL transparent URL top left, no repeat. Images tutorial home PNG. We're gonna copy this. Yes, a mission. Okay. And contact. There you go. Got save. So let's do an effect here. Nav buttons hover box shadow 0 0 10 pixels white. There you go. That's perfect. Save it. Go back to our fabulous website and close that. I don't want that. Getting that buttons. It said tutorial. Man, that wasting more developing time. There you go. That's beautiful. All right. So now let's position the logo, and we have the header. Let's remove this. Header, and our logo is 564 by 174. You see that? Okay. So we're gonna get the header with 564 pixels by height, and this is short memory 174 pixels. There you go. Set. Go here. Position relative top 50 pixels left 50 pixels. There you go. I expect that you understand a little bit of CSS and HTML to do this, what I'm doing. And if not, I'm working on a series of tutorials how to develop an HTML page. It's gonna be free. But it's a work in progress. Images, tutorial, logo.png. There you go. Now we go there, refresh the page, and there's our pool web. All right, so this is basically what you need to do. We can add more space in between the buttons. We had to add the body area, but let's just do the body, so I don't leave you hanging. section, ID body, section. Okay, the section gonna be position relative. Tab is gonna be 50. Where's my calculator? Did I close the calculator? It's gonna be 50 pixels plus 174 plus 20. So it's gonna be 244. Tab is going 244 pixels. Left gonna be 50 pixels to continue with the spacing that we have. Right is gonna be 239 plus 50. 239 plus 50 plus 20 equals 309 because that's almost a cell phone screen. So that you know that this ain't gonna be good for the web. For mobile smaller devices, good for the iPad, most tablets now, but not for smartphones. And bottom, let's do 100 pixels because we had the copyright that I'm not gonna do. You're gonna do it by yourself. And there's gonna be border 2 pixels white solid, border radius, let's do 20 pixels, and background is gonna be white but with a transparency RGBA. So RGBA would be 255, 255, 255, 0.8. So this is the position on the RGB that I will show you later. And let's do that. Oops, I guess I had to make it position absolute. Let's just add some space in there. There you go. I'm gonna mesh this so it has to be like 60%. 40%. I forgot to take note on that. There you go. So we have our web design with, let's do this so I can show you how beautiful this is gonna be. Oh no I'm gonna have the same errors now. Alright, thank God I didn't have it. Alright. Pointer, cursor. So if it doesn't find the image, or there's an error loading the image, it's gonna use the normal pointer. Images, tutorial, pointer, .png. Alright. So, I did it again. Sorry for that. F5, and there you go. It has your pointer. gonna make it light, darker, and the border more. There you go. But as you see, the same thing that you saw in there on Inkscape, you have it in here. That's bugging me, so let's fix that. Nav would be 520 240 40, and nav buttons margin bottom 5 pixels, and nav button last child margin button 0. Now let's read. There you go. Now it's separated. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this and how beautiful your web can look if you design in a clean environment, like with a vector graphic editor called Inkscape. That's an amazing software. I suggest you to start working with it. If you're not a professional designer, it's free. If you're a professional designer, it will make your life easier, even easier than Photoshop and all that. I hope you have enjoyed this. Happy designing and happy coding. Goodbye.